Sure, this was a very productive meeting that the president and the senator both wanted to have something to discuss potential solutions moving forward to bring the country together, a focus on unity, also talking and touching on some of the priorities for the legislative agenda moving into the fall.
Did Senator Scott express his displeasure at all with the president's initial reaction to Charlottesville?
Not at all. They talked about it pretty in depth, but the focus was primarily on solutions moving forward, and that was what both people came to the meeting wanting to discuss, is what we can do to bring people together, not talk about divisions within the country. I think it's less about him needing them, but as more about the president wanting to work with them and wanting to help move this country forward. As we've said many times before, we've got a very ambitious legislative agenda for this fall, and the president wants to work with anybody that wants to move America forward, and if they're willing to do that, sit down, be part of that conversation on both tax cuts and tax reform, responsible immigration reform, and the president certainly welcomes those conversations. The president is a Republican, and certainly I think ideologically that's a much cleaner matchup, but if these people and these individuals, whether they're Democrats or Republicans, want to come together to push the president's agenda and the agenda that clearly the American people want to see, or they wouldn't have elected Donald Trump, then we're certainly happy to have that conversation and move that ball forward. I think that the president, as well as the majority of the country, knows that the single-payer system that the Democrats are proposing is a horrible idea. I can't think of anything worse than having government be more involved in your health care instead of less involved. The president's focused on looking at ways where government gets out of the way, people have more control over their own health care, and looking at ways to, again, fully repeal and replace would certainly be a priority, but we want to move the system forward and make sure that we're in a place that's actually sustainable and that we have a healthcare system that works, that people who are under that healthcare system actually have a say in.
The presidential race warned about that he would be cutting deals with Chuck and Nancy that would not uphold